Now we're back for day 2 of Cooking with Cops. Last week, if you remember, we had the marinated pork belly made into a banh mi sandwich. We had the vegetable spring rolls from scratch. And we had the yuzu bars, which my team had a little bit of problems with. This week, we're back at the Morris Inn, where the program started from. It was a good opportunity to show the kids what the restaurant and hotel food and beverage operation is all about, especially here at the Morris Inn.
So this is the second Saturday of Cooking with Cops, which I'm so excited for. We're making an Italian-style dish today, so it's something different from last week. And our families get to come and eat our food, so hopefully it all goes well.
This week for Cooking with Cops, we're doing a tour of Italy. This week we're doing it a little bit differently. Each group is responsible for one course. Starting off, we have a panzanella salad. Second course will be a spaghetti. Third course, we're doing a chicken Vesuvio. And for dessert, we're doing the orange cardamom olive oil cake. So let's get cooking.
Last week, we had 3 courses and it was family meal. We all ate together. This week, the stakes are a lot higher. Every student is bringing 2 or 3 guests of their choosing, and it's gonna be 80 to 100 people that we're gonna be serving, and we only have 4 hours to put that food together before their family and friends are here, and we're serving this buffet and this banquet for this group. Get the recipes. Mark's in the kitchen, he's practicing part of the dessert, whatever, because he wants to make sure we're like on spot, on cue. All right, but we're doing right there. So we're doing an orange olive oil cake with a zabayon, which is like a pudding, and then we have fresh berries. All right. So we gotta make 10 cakes. Okay.
Oh, like little, right?
They're about this big. 10 inch cakes. All right. You ready?
Like a whole chair? It's a whole chair.
A whole cake, man. Yeah. So you guys ready for that? Y'all look nervous, man. Come on, man. Come on. All right, cool. So let's get this. We got our recipes real quick, and I'll be right back. Give me 1 second.
Plastic cups.
So usually with Cooking with Cops, I try to make the food seem very approachable. But it's also little tweaks, and so it's something that they're not accustomed to, right? It catches them off guard just a little bit, but it's still approachable. More important than anything, I want to make sure the items that we use are fresh. So we're using fresh meat, we're using fresh produce, we use seafood as well too, because I want the kids to see that, unlike me when I first grew up, my vegetables came out of cans. And so I want them to have an opportunity to see what the fresh application of some of this meal is. One of the kids mentioned that they wanted an Italian theme. So I did some Italian, but again, I incorporated fresh ingredients into it. So we had a roasted eggplant Alfredo, which the kids never had. They saw the eggplants and they were like, what are you putting that into? And I'm like, I'm putting it into your Alfredo sauce and you're gonna love it. And they actually did. We had a Chicago staple, chicken Vesuvio. I'm from Chicago, and it's a real classic Italian dish. You take fresh chicken, you roast it together with potatoes, some peas. We had roasted garlic in there as well, some chicken stock, and a little bit of butter. And it all comes together and makes this wonderful sauce that's very flavorful. The chicken is very moist and it's very delicious.
On a smaller level, you see the kids working with the police officers in the kitchen, working on recipes, working together on teamwork. On a bigger level, they're using those recipes to cook up a relationship. The kids get to see the officers as human beings, and the officers get to see the kids the same way. They're building a bridge to go forward to build a relationship between the officer and the community that they serve. And this is an important foundation block of Cooking with Cops.
So right now we have some Marsala tomatoes. We're gonna smoke it using the hickory chips. We're gonna smoke it for 30 minutes to infuse with the smoky flavor. Thank you.
Guys, we're about an hour out until the parents start coming in. So we're gonna leave this area here and we're going to the main kitchen and prep the rest of it.
Okay, so right now we're gonna finish this.
We're looking at about an hour left before the doors open. And it was time to switch things into high gear. We still had to complete 2 of the main courses, so we were far from easy street. Once that countdown clock started, things got a little messy and a little hectic in the kitchen.
One of our staff was trying to make like the marinara. The marinara, they actually put it in a Vitamix, but it's kind of a bit funny because they forgot to put like the lid. So by the time they started turning it on, it just became a mess.
Don't you think you want to grab a measuring cup so you know you have the same amount in each cake pan? That way you have the same amount. Wait before you put it in there. Let me go see, can I find you a 2-cup measuring cup? That way each cake pan would be the same amount.
Yeah, I think so.
And they bake even and they bake together.
Yeah. And that's the value of having a diverse team. Sharana used to be the baker, so she baked for the casinos, and she was in charge of the bake shop. So she has a little expertise that I don't have. I don't do that baking stuff. I eat cake. My next stop was the panzanella salad station. The panzanella salad is a little different than regular salads. So for this application, we had to make sure we have these toasted croutons that were tossed in a vinaigrette. We really wanted those, that vinaigrette to absorb into the bread. And so we had this large-scale bowl that we use for just select banquets and just select salads like these. And we mixed everything together ahead of service to make sure that all of the bread really absorbed that flavor of that lemon vinaigrette, as well as those fresh herbs that were in the panzanella salad. Next up was the pasta station. Things were looking good, but they can always move a little faster. So I called in some reinforcements to make sure that we got the next course ready to go, which was the pasta with the meatballs.
Something that I'm really passionate about is exposure. With our ministry, we do a lot of things to expose the students to different environments, and that's exactly what is happening here today. Coming to Notre Dame's campus, they're super excited to be able to prepare a meal and actually see the world-class experience of cooking in a commercial kitchen with great chefs.
The last course was the cake station.
Or we got the zabayan on the bottom.
I'll put a little zabayan on top just so we can see it.
Okay. Yeah.
You switch the glaze and zabayan, probably done.
Okay. All right.
Meanwhile, the doors were opening, and the parents started streaming in. And you can see the excitement on the kids' face as they're telling their parents what they made today and how they're ready for them to eat that banquet with that delicious food. So a few of our banquet captains had agreed to teach the students how to be servers. And so they need to know to serve the ladies first and to serve from the right side and go counterclockwise around the table. Meanwhile, the families got to meet one of my special guests, Lynn Coleman, from Let's Turn It Around in South Bend. His decades of experience in police work here in South Bend made him the perfect bridge for our community and our students and our police officers to come together at the table.
When I see cops willing to give up their time to come and work with young kids to try to build relationships, doesn't matter about the food. It really doesn't. It matters about the relationships. And when these people can come together and join with one another and work and develop and build relationships, next week that officer is on the street and he runs into some of these kids. They already have a relationship built, and half the problem is taken care of because they already respect each other.
So what I hope the officers gain with this is just a little bit of introspection, like see how their impact will affect these students. I feel like with the service mindset of them being police officers and serving the community, it's really big to have ties to the community. It's really big for them to have an outlook that not all the students or not all the kids in the area are about the stereotypes that we see on TV that are prevalent in black neighborhoods and underserved communities.
They needed to see policemen in a real relatable, positive light, and they also needed to learn how to feel that comfortability. They needed to see that the police don't have to be your enemy. And so we wanted to get them in a nice setting of cooking. Cooking built that bridge for the police and our students to build a rapport, to see the humanness of each other, for them to each be seen. Being seen is very important, and we wanted that to happen with this activity.
The moment of truth has arrived. Now we're gonna find out if we did a good job or not, and if the guests really enjoy the food that the kids prepare for them. While the guests were in the dining room, they had no idea all the chaos that was going on inside our kitchen.
Oh, this is the go that way.
The kitchen's busy. The kitchen is extremely busy. But safety first, always.
It's time to do a little table touching, checking with our guests, and seeing how they're enjoying the food.
My son Marcus is a part of the program, and so far today we've had a salad that had tomatoes, onions, garlic. It was really delicious.
Oh, the food was so good. It was so good, I thought it was my main portion. I understand I've got a couple of more portions to come. I thought that was the main meal. It was so good.
I'll take that as a 4-star review.
My experience with cooking with the cops here was actually really great. They're actually very understanding, they're nice, they let you do stuff, like they don't get in your way, like they help you when you need help, like they're so great. Today we cooked a lot of different things. We cooked a tour of Italy. So we cooked many different things from Italy. I cook at home and I bake. But today we just made some crazy stuff. Like I've never made any of this before. Everything was just so different.
So I look at my job as a police officer. I really tried to change the minds and hearts of these kids, especially with the way that law enforcement is currently viewed in our country and in other countries. This gives us an opportunity to really do some good outreach and connect with kids on a one-on-one level and work with them along with the chefs so that they can appreciate us as people and not just as police.
What I believe this event has led to happen is we're building a gap, a bridge, and the connection is the relationship that we're building to give a positive reflection on the police rather than a negative.
So that's it. We just wrapped another Cooking with Cops. We had an awesome time. We had members of the community that came out. We had the police officers that came out. We had the students, their family. It was very, very energetic. It was a lot of fun, a lot of rave reviews on our food. But the most important thing was that we built a community. This was an opportunity for us to come together and really sit down and break bread, fellowship, and get to know each other on a human level, a personal level, and really push the Cooking with Cops program that much forward.